What is up, y'all? Welcome to the inaugural episode of The Aftermath Raw. I am Lady Alpha, and next to me is one half of the Kicking Out at Two team, the brains of the operation, the co creator of Gimmick Table Media, Mr. And one of the Michaels taking over the world. Sorry, have to throw that in there since it's my most popular little reel. And one of my favorite Michael Lewallen. How you doing?
I am doing okay. I am ready to go through this. The word inaugural is a little bit big for 10:30 at night. I don't know if my brain can handle that. But no, it's a decent show. I'm ready to get into it.
Okay, well, let's check in with some of our viewers here. We have Zach, of course, letting us know it is National Sandwich Day.
It
I
is. I had a
personally,
burger and a hot dog today.
lucky. I had a bologna and cheese sandwich earlier today.
Hey, sometimes that's the best. Did you get to fry the bologna? That's when it's.
Please, I don't cook if I don't have
Oh,
to.
well, fair enough.
And welcome into the show, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Good to see you, hon. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. All right, so let's get into it. What did you think of the show overall?
I thought the show was good. I do want to like backstage. We were talking, and so a comment was caught that it was the first time that they were live in New Mexico. Um, it's the first time they were broadcast live in New Mexico. They actually originally had a house show back in May 25th of 1990,
Oh,
but this is the first live broadcasted show that they've had in New Mexico.
nice,
But
nice.
it was good. I do think tonight was kind of about throwing stuff against the wall, see if it'll work. Uh, because there was a couple of things that made you scratch your head by the end of the show.
Mm,
Um, and we'll get more into the minutia and the details of it. But I can't remember if there was a clean finish to anything tonight, and I hate when that happens. Like I want at least one match to just happen and not have some sort of shenanigans at the end of it. But I'm like going through my notes here, and I think all of these had some sort of schmaz or messed up ending where someone tried to cheat or couldn't cheat or
yeah, it was trying. It didn't. None of it stuck though, as far as
no.
as far as I can remember. Um, okay. Well, our first match, um, or not match. I'm sorry. Our opening promo, CM Punk kills on the mic. The man, I just love to watch him work. He's good. He's that good. Um,
He's the best in
and
the world.
yes,
He says
yes,
it himself.
yes, he
That's when you know you're the best in the world when you say it.
is. Well, yeah. Okay, we're gonna touch on that again later on. Oh, wait a minute. No, does Sports Illustrated say
Yeah, no, Sports Illustrated says it. I think
it?
Saskatchewan Limited says it. Um, I think also the Philbrook High school newspaper also says it. I don't.
Yeah. Yes, and yes, we are making fun of Becky Lynch, who can't seem to let go of that bit. It's annoying to no end. Um, I thought the warning to the to Seth was fire. I loved it. I giggled. I
Yeah,
couldn't help it. I sat there and giggled. He said,
it was fun. I do think like we can sit here and talk about the fact that like it was a warning and he was teasing him and egging him on. I do think part of it though, like the swinging the belt around, which is always Seth's thing, was more of like a call out to him of like, "You're hurt. I'm sorry. Like, here's a little thing for you," because that literally would just pop him. Like that's, I'm sure Seth was at home laughing his ass off
"Oh, no
because that was
doubt,
happening.
no doubt, not at all." I'm not one that's deluded. I understand the whole kayfabe thing, but it's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing the backstage bit, and I've seen most of these guys interact in reels or backstage clips or candid moments, and that's what I like to see. So, and most of them are, if nothing else, polite. coworkers, but a lot of them are really good friends, which I absolutely love. Um, so oh, here's a new one. Hi, Gary. Sorry, I was getting ready to click on Bobby's little laughing. Apparently, he enjoyed the Becky bit. Okay.
Gary Rossetti, that's a good name. That's a good name.
Yeah, yeah, I actually know well, I don't know him personally. My sister from another mister, her tattoo artist's name is Tony Rossetti.
Mm.
Um, yes, Italian. Great. All right. So what do you think about the issue, you know, basically to me it seemed like CM Punk is wanting to do the same thing that Ilya Dragunov is doing and that John Cena did and Sami Zayn with, basically open challenges. He wants to be a fighting champion. What did you
Hmm.
think
Um, I like it. Here's the caveat to that, though. We already have one of these world champions in WWE right now. Cody already is the fighting champion. He's the take on anybody, white meat baby face. I'll fight anybody guy. Um, I mean, Punk's not gonna not be that because he's a face currently.
that? Yeah.
Me personally, I always prefer a heel as champion. I think a baby face chasing that championship is always a better fun story because now we have to find heels to stack up against him. Now, the genius about Punk's promo, though, is he laid out that list and said, all these people come get it. And so, kind of already have eliminated the problem, which is building up another heel to go against him. Now he's just like, I don't care. Give me John Cena. Give me anybody who's earned it. Give me Dom, even though he hasn't earned his championships according to Punk. I don't agree, but anyway. Um, and
Well,
then of
they had
course
to
he gets
go rub
interrupted.
in. Come on now.
Then of course he gets interrupted by, Logan. I made millions off of YouTube, Paul, um, and he's like anybody but you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I was actually saying the same damn thing when Logan came out. I said, no, no, no. Anybody but this one.
So I'm going to say this about Logan Paul. We say this on our show all the time. That man is doing his job
Yes.
because the fact that people are booing him out of the building means people care. They care enough to hate that man. As young as he is in the business, as little as he's done this, he has no right being as good as he is. Because the man is amazing. I would not be
Oh,
opposed
yeah.
to a match between him and CM Punk. I think it'd be
Oh,
fun. But
I just don't
the
want
fact
him
that they
to have a
play that
crappy
off so
show.
well of just like anybody but you, like anybody but you. And I was wondering how he was going to play it because it seemed kind of comedic, like he was backing off,
Yeah.
almost like he was trying to make it sound like I don't want to fight you because you're tough. And then no, he spun it right around of like, no, 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 anybody but you.
To be fair, I've never been a Logan Paul fan at all. Even before wrestling, I thought he was arrogant.
Yeah.
And it tracks that he would be from Cleveland because I was born and raised in Columbus and I don't even recognize my home state anymore. I mean, it's just like, but it tracks that he would be from Cleveland because he
Well,
fits right
the Rock sang it himself. Cleveland sucks.
in. I've actually only been to Cleveland once. I went to the Cleveland Brown Stadium years ago, as in my sister was in the high school drill team and we were working concessions.
Hmm. You're the most
So
successful thing ever in that Brown Stadium. Then
probably for at least the last 2, 3 decades.
you got at
Um,
least paid for doing your job well.
no, we didn't. Well, I didn't get paid. The drill team got paid for that. Um, so, but yeah, it tracks. Um, I just don't wanna see him with a belt yet.
Oh no,
Not the big one, not the big one.
no.
That's not I think. No, he is amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I may not like him as a person, but I as a wrestler, I've never seen him fight, so I can't comment on that, and I have no plans to see him fight, box, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but he's a flyer,
Yeah.
and everybody in our group knows that Lady Alpha loves the flyers and the big.
Loves that flippy shit.
I love the flippy shit, and I love the big beefy guys. So,
Oh, you
uh,
gotta say it right. Big meaty men slapping meat.
yes, sir. You got a one.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I do
It's
love the
okay.
line. It's like Punk. Like he may be a little boring in the ring. He may be getting up in the age now where he can't go out there and go like he used to. But still, no one can touch him on the mic. Him looking at Paul and going, "Hey, I know your favorite color is blue. Go over to SmackDown. Ilya's over there doing that challenge for the U.S. title. That's more your speed. Like
Yes.
you're not at my level, kid. Go over there and do that."
Right. I loved that. I love that whole bit because that's basically in line with what I was thinking. A mid card belt first.
Yeah, well, he
He
had
should
one for a
definitely.
minute when he had that whole thing with L.A. Knight, and
Okay, was
that
that
went over like a
before?
turd.
That was probably before I started watching.
I think so. I think it was just before you started
Yeah,
watching.
because
He had a
I
little
don't.
thing with L.A. Knight, and it failed miserably.
Okay, well, good to know.
Probably because it was L.A. Knight. But
Oh, stop. Okay, moving on.
moving on.
Um, so in it, well, no, we're not really moving on. We're moving on to the next part of that promo where
Right.
Paul Heyman and the Bronze
Hmm.
decide to make their appearance and lay claim to a title shot.
Yep.
This did not surprise me at all because I kind of felt it coming when they got banned from the battle royale or whatever they called that.
I did find it interesting that he named both of them at the front of the line, though. Like, how does that work? Are they arm in arm at the front of the line?
Well, you can't find one without the other, so they're,
That
like,
is true.
attached at the hip, so it technically, even if Bronson Reed is the competitor, Braun Breaker's gonna get involved.
Well, so here's a little bit of history for you. So at one point, Michelle McCool and Layla L were a tag team, and they were called Lay Cool, and they won the women's world championship together. And what they did is they literally cut the belt in half, and each of them had a half of the belt. I'm not saying we do that. I'm just saying it's happened before.
Yeah, okay, well, I did not know that, I didn't know that it was even possible, so I learned something new today. Yeah, Gary, I don't mm, Imma put it up here, but it's gonna hurt me so bad. There's your comment on the screen. Growing up as I'm not saying the word, I can't do it. Um, we are trained to hate the Cleveland Browns. Yes, and vice versa.
I do understand that. I both live in Oklahoma and I'm a Niners fan. So Dallas was always the bane of my existence. Anybody who was a
Uh,
Dallas fan was immediately, we're not talking.
I was a Browns fan before they moved to Baltimore for a quick hot minute. And then I when they went to Baltimore, I was salty, so I went to Dallas. And then I lost interest in the NFL because they were all a bunch of prima donnas, and I was over that mess. It was
Still are.
all money, no heart, and I lost interest. And now I'm a Texans fan because I found my interest.
All right.
So, and um, that will be interesting if they pull that again with the
Yeah,
2 men
I don't
getting
think they will. It
uh,
was just a fun little tidbit for you.
yeah,
Um,
I hope
but yeah,
not.
no, they come down and we get a little interesting thing with with Logan Paul of he might be fighting with Punk, and then he's like, nope,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Um,
Um,
what did you okay, was it
hmm?
me or was Braun Breaker's promo just absolutely awful? Or his part in that promo?
I think it was. I think it was pretty bad. I think it's part of the problem that they're having with some of the guys lately is because they're all starting to sound the same because they slowed him down a little bit. You can see he had like his hand in his pocket. He's trying to act cool. And it's like, no, the whole point of you is that you are Scott Steiner 2.0. You go out there and yell and you call people fat asses and like you talk about the dogs barking. Like that's you. That's who you are. Just do that thing. Don't
Right.
try to sound cool like you're the new leader of the group. Just be who you are. Be intense. Be mean. Be like yell. Be an 80s wrestler of that type of promo of just like, I'm going to kick your ass. That's all I need to hear from you. I don't need something poetic from you.
Yeah, I would I watched that and I was like, "Ow, that's painful." But then again, I wasn't sure if that was just me or if it really was awful.
No, yeah, they're all starting to sound the same. I mean, you hear the same thing. I think they're finally starting to get the Jey Uso thing understood of like shorter is sweeter with him. End it with the, 4 letters, one word. End it with that real quick. Get him out.
Yeet.
But for a while, they were trying to get him to sound like Roman, and they were
Yeah,
trying to get Solo to sound like Roman. It's like, no, just let them sound like themselves. They don't need to sound like the other leader of the bloodline.
right, right. That's the beauty of it. Everybody is unique.
Yeah,
Everybody is different. Um, that's part of the appeal. I don't know why they would try to make multiple Romans.
yeah,
Um, thank you, Bobby.
yeah. Thank you, Bobby. And if you want to be as cool as Bobby, you too can like and subscribe to this channel.
Yes, and the
It's
video.
free and it helps.
And yes, absolutely. It helps all of us. And there's many of us in Gimmick Table Media. They will be listed in the outro because I can never remember who everybody is. Um okay. So our first match of the night, and every time this woman gets in the ring, I'm excited. Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella taking on Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Um
Roxanne. Sorry.
I love Stephanie. She is she's absolutely phenomenal. Putting the strap on her was the
Mm-hmm.
best thing they could have done. I
Honestly, though,
real
75% of of this matchup.
yeah, 75%.
3 of these
I'm
women are amazing to me.
um I'm still I'm a little less on the fence about Nikki Bella right now because I've seen more of her
Mm-hmm.
um in the ring. I mean, um I like the character. She seems like she's very likable. Well, I love how in the promo later she pointed out her miscues in the match. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the only reason why I jumped ahead is because she pointed out the miscues that she had in this match and in previous matches, which has been a point of contention for a lot of the IWC.
Yeah.
She's not, wrestling to her potential anymore. She's really rusty. She needs, you know, I've heard a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
just sitting there, I'm like, okay, I don't know any of this. I didn't watch her before. So I don't know that she has ring rust. I've seen a couple of her misses and they're no bigger to me than anyone else's misses.
Yeah, well, it's a classic story. It's been used plenty of times before, but it's always fun to watch, and that's a crisis of confidence. She came in here gung ho, thinking she could make it with these younger girls, and she's realizing that she's not quite the diva she used to be.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a fun story to tell. Of is she going to eventually raise herself to the bar, or is she going to slip back into her old ways of being a heel and start taking some back doors to get what she wants out of it?
Mhm.
And so that's always kind of a fun turnabout. I I I take a piss when it comes to Nikki, just because the Bellas are always fun to make fun of. I mean, you got Botch Mode, Brie Mode herself, Brie Bella. Um, Sweet Girl just was never great in the ring. And Nikki actually did revolutionize a lot of what a diva was. The only thing I don't like about that is that when the CM Punk and AJ stuff started happening, of CM Punk left, they got mad at Punk. They served him his termination papers on his wedding day. Um, so
Oh,
like,
I never heard that.
yeah, it was like a whole bunch of stuff that happened between them. And when that happened, they switched the narrative, because the start of the Divas Revolution was AJ Lee. She was the one that kind of started that. When all that happened, they took that idea away and gave it to Nikki and said, well, Nikki was the longest reigning Divas champ, and she was a diva. And then she became the women's champ, and she bridged that gap between divas and women's wrestlers. Not really, but okay. So it's just, to me, it's a personal thing of like, don't give her, like, she deserves credit. She does,
Oh yeah.
but don't give her that credit.
Right. Um. Well,
Anyway, the match was good
I'm.
though.
Yeah, the match was good. I love it when it. Well, there isn't anything Stephanie can do in the ring that I don't absolutely love. The dragon screw always makes me, yeah, you know. It's like, and I can kind of feel it too. It's like every time she does it, because I had knee surgery back in 2016 or 2019, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that
that's gonna hurt. That's gonna.
that dragon screw always looks rough.
Mm,
And there was a rough spot in this match too. Roxanne was doing the double stomp from the top. Um, or not? I think I'm thinking a different match. I'm thinking of a later match. Sorry,
yeah,
that's for later. That was a rough landing that happened in another match, but
yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
yeah.
So, like,
But no, that dragon screw, yeah, it always looks vicious. And as someone who's had knee surgery as well, yeah, that makes me twinge a little every time she does it, because it just looks like she's killing them.
yeah, it really does. It really does. It makes my knee hurt. I um and this has nothing to do with Raw, but there was a match or a moment during Saturday night's main event when someone hit the mat so hard that I swear, I felt it all the way down my spine, and I went,
Hmm.
ouch!
There are times like that. You see something and it reverberates through your body, even though it's not happening to you.
Right, right. It was mind blowing. I'm like,
Um,
the stuff
you,
that they put themselves through.
you did say something about Vaquera that I find interesting, specifically with this match.
Mhm.
Is you said she can't do anything wrong.
To
I
me.
liked the fact that they showed some vulnerability for her in this match, though, because she kept
Mhm.
trying to do things like package pile drivers and bigger slams to Raquel, and couldn't do it because of her size.
Yeah.
So that adds to what we find out later about them possibly having a match, um, to where like there's some kinks in that armor
Right.
that maybe Raquel has a shot at that title.
It's too soon.
It I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying though that I like when they add those things in there, because as we saw like with this past pay-per-view, it's not as fun when everything is really predictable.
Right.
And so I like the fact that there's little things of like, oh, she could actually lose that match and it makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah, when you think about size, size comparisons,
mhm,
you know, Raquel's pretty much bigger than most of the other female wrestlers. So,
yeah. I mean, the only ones that really size up to her is Charlotte and Rhea. They're really the only two that size up to Raquel.
Yeah. I
But
think I would love, and I know this is completely, well, she's on NXT, but I would love to see Raquel face off with Lashley. I
I
think
would
that
just like to see Lashley get off of whatever purgatory they have her on and get her into some more matches.
yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Hasn't
But
seen
I mean,
much.
this one ends with Perez pinning Bella again.
Mhm.
So adding some more tension there. We're probably going to see a match between those two one on one to kind of see if Bella can overcome that the next time. Um, I love that these two, though, seem to be the dominant members of Judgment Day. I'm good with that.
Oh, I bet I have
Yeah,
no doubt he
yeah,
was watching.
yeah, yeah.
No doubt at all. Okay. Oh, looks like we have a new viewer, Teddy. John Cena music
Hey,
gave me brain damage and cancer. Pray for his what?
I think he's saying John Cena's music gave him brain damage and cancer. Pray for him.
Okay.
Interesting comment.
Yes. I will
Namaste.
go. Yes. Let's see what I'd like to see Blake Monroe and Stephanie Becker one day on main roster.
I'm sure that will happen.
Eventually. Yeah.
Blake's amazing, and I don't see Stephanie going away anytime soon.
No. She's too big of a star. I mean, that's another reason why I don't think it would be, they're gonna strip her of the strap this early because she's lit up. I mean, everybody loves her. And Raquel, I mean, she's a powerhouse. She's great. I mean, she has improved a lot even since I started watching. I just she just doesn't have that it factor,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. She's just it sounds so disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be, but it just feels like she's more of a mid card on her own. She's more of a mid card performer and not main stage.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this was I loved this match. I did love this match. I didn't love the outcome, but then again, yeah, I'm all about the faces and not the heel. And I don't like seeing my favorites take a loss. Which brings us to the next match because I was happy about that one. I was very happy. Penta versus El Grande Americano. Um,
Don't forget we had Bravo, which apparently has 3 R's in his name, according to commentary.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
And Rejo was also there.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Um, before we get to the match, I have to say how amazing it is that Ludwig is doing so well in this role. you
I
have you have a German trying to play an American, trying to play a Hispanic. All at the, like, I feel like he's Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. He's a dude playing another dude playing another dude. And he's ran with it. And now we're doing the same thing with Tyler Bate and with Pete Dunne. Allegedly, we don't know that they're actually the people, but uh, I love this that they're getting to show a different side of themselves, which I don't think they could without the mask.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be completely out of character for me.
Mm-hmm.
As you know how I feel about the whole El Grande Americano thing. Um, I do agree with you about Ludwig. I think that he has embraced this role and he's doing a phenomenal job. Better than Chad Gable, in my opinion.
Nothing against Chad. He did like
No,
he didn't have it for long, but
No, no, I know he didn't have it for long, but,
I was saying that more for the fans watching, just because
yeah.
we're not saying anything bad about Chad. It's
No.
just he unfortunately got hurt. Someone had to take over the role, and Ludwig has run with it.
Well, maybe it's because I'm not that familiar with Chad. I just think that, uh, the whimsy. Ludwig brought the whimsy with this character.
Well, he
He
brought the
really
whimsy. He's also fluent in Spanish, which I don't think anybody knew. I mean, obviously, people internally knew, but like us as fans, we didn't know that this German kid knew how to speak Spanish.
Yeah,
That's a weird thing to think. And
right?
so, like, he puts on his mask. He goes to Mexico. He's singing his own entrance theme. Like, he just carries on this whole thing. And he did an interview in Spanish as Grande Americano. Uh, I believe they called it ping pong is the way they did it. So like the announcer will say a thing, and then the wrestler has to answer to that. You know, like a one word association type of thing. That'd be fun. That's a TNA thing. Hometown man is
Well, that
it's
goes back to his first comment right here.
ah, um, yeah, he's a wrestler who lost his identity, and so now every town he shows up in colors and gear of that town,
Oh,
and so
no.
then he's just the hometown guy.
Okay, cool. I'm
Um,
I'm not familiar with a lot of TNA. The only Well, I know one person who lives forever on the Divas Island of Irrelevance. Um, and then the other one I absolutely adore because he makes me laugh every time he appears. So that's as far as my knowledge of TNA goes.
that's fair enough.
Um,
But yeah, so I just wanted like I think he's doing good. I don't think you got to finish your point though. So what were you going to say about Ludwig and doing this role?
oh, I just think he. I was surprised. I was legitimately surprised at how well he took to this role. He took he brought the whimsy with it, but also kind of took away the ridiculousness, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it
Be-
gave it legitimacy. It's with Chad, it was a joke, and we were all in on the joke.
right.
Chad has officially made this. Excuse me, Ludwig has officially made this a character.
Yes,
It's just him in a mask.
right. And
So
on uh, my actual point with that was, yes, I love, I think he's done a great job with that. Pete Dunne as one of, well, Tweedledee or Tweedledum. I'm not sure which one he is. Um,
I
I
believe he is Bravo, the one in the blue.
I
I
think that
think
was a smart move for him because, in my opinion, he was rapidly losing relevance.
he was. I don't know if it was before your time or not. They had him doing this butch gimmick for a little while. They were
That was
trying to
before
give
me.
him they were trying to give him a character. And then they finally let him go back to just being Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight, and the crowd just doesn't catch on. And unfortunately, that happens sometimes. Sometimes these characters are great on a small level in NXT on the Indies. They're great, but then you put them in front of the general fan, and they don't gravitate to that.
No.
We've seen that issue in the past. There was a tag team called the Vaudevillains, and their whole gimmick was they were like 1840s strongmen. Like that was the whole gimmick. And it
Okay.
was fun in NXT because you only had a group of like 100 people in an arena. And so they got to have fun with it and play with it. And like you said, the whimsy. But then
Mhm.
you put that on TV. Now you have to translate this so people understand it. And it just failed.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so, I
can
mean,
see that.
Pete Dunne unfortunately just failed on that. So I agree with you. I think him putting on that mask, it gives him the opportunity to do what Ludwig did and remake himself into something else.
Yes. Yes, I think this is gonna help him more than hurt
Absolutely.
because Pete Dunne that I came into, um, I'm not gonna give details, but there was one little factor that kept me distracted, about him every time he came out. Um, I have noticed that that is not an issue in this new getup. Um, so I'm all for it. Plus, his mouth guard. For the longest time, I thought the man had no teeth.
because it like he had the black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what, what? He just, I don't know. He didn't sit right with me as Pete Dunne at
Yeah.
all, and I was very distracted by that one little detail. And,
I'm not sure that
sorry,
that's PG.
it's not. It's absolutely not, I will admit it. And this is outside of my character because that is not something that I hyper focus on. I actually find that kind of hyper focus on things like that to be creepy. And for me to consider myself creepy at that moment, I'm like, well, I mean, you can't
Well,
really help it. It's right there.
I'll make you feel a little bit better about it, right? So, and I won't talk about the women because like the women's obvious. That's obvious that us guys we get distracted very easily when they're in the ring sometimes. Um, John Cena was always fine because I don't understand how John Cena, a white boy from Boston, is so caked up. I don't understand how that happens. But if you ever get a chance, look at that man's ass. I don't
Oh,
I don't know
mm,
how I don't know how. I'm a white guy. I got no
that
ass
ain't
at
got
all.
that ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what? I'm as lily white as they come, honey.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I am Celtic, 64% Celtic blood, um, something along those lines, and I have a butt.
Well, but
I
you're a white woman though.
but I'm the only one in my family that does, and
Skip
nobody knows what
generations.
it skipped the entire family. Like, I mean, sorry guys if anybody's watching, which I doubt, but yeah, my mom used to say that they all looked like they had cutting boards in their britches, and here I come and with this, well, for lack of a PC term, this ghetto booty.
Mhm.
That's what they used to say about me all the time. Me, just me. No one else in the family has it. Now my aunt Mary and one of her daughters, they're little, they have something back there,
Mhm.
but it's a different kind of
It's a
situation.
different situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Um,
different situation, but,
anyway, I
so
say
it
that to make
happens,
you feel better. Like sometimes it's just hard not to focus on the thing because it's just out of place.
right. Well, I've seen white men with, mm,
Yeah.
I yeah, so, it doesn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me when I noticed that John was
Mhm.
also, gifted.
But
Um,
so the help us get back on track here. Um,
this happens.
Another match though where like some shenanigans happen. So we end up in a situation where Sheamus comes out there to take care of Dom because Dom came out there despite the fact that they didn't want him out there. But then the girls said, "Hey, why don't you go out there and hang out with them, be the bigger man?" Um, Sheamus then distracts the ref. We try to do the plate gimmick. Um,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing of or no, sorry, this was Bravo and Rayo. I'm thinking
Yeah.
later on
Yeah,
that,
I was
but
shocked
it's
to
still the
see
same thing.
Sheamus
Yeah,
out there, but then
yeah,
again, Finn still has his shillelagh.
yeah. But we tried to do the metal plate gimmick that backfired. And fun little tidbit: this was the first one-on-one loss for El Grande Americano.
Really.
That gimmick in general,
I
like
was just happy
even
that
from
Penta
Chad.
got one. Penta has not won a match in weeks, and
Yeah.
I was starting to get really irate about it.
Well, I love Penta. I have watched Penta since Lucha Underground, back when he was on that, and he's a great talent. I don't understand what we're doing with him because it's like his brother. We get a new tag team partner every other week, And it's like, if you're not doing with anything with Penta and you're looking for a tag team partner for his brother,
Right?
it's right there.
Mhm.
But
I
I don't know.
agree.
That's just me.
I've been waiting for those 2 to come together because that's all I heard about before they even came.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about how great they were, and I refuse to go back and watch old matches. So this is what I've been waiting for. So they need to get on it already.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
but Penta finally got a win. Thank God.
Yes, thank God. I'd be interested to see Sheamus goes after Dirty Dom. Oh, the Intercontinental
Yeah.
Championship. I wouldn't.
I don't disagree with it, but they have teased us with him getting that IC belt so many times now that I wouldn't believe it if we did it.
Yeah, I don't think I
Like,
would.
he's not getting it. We're never going to get it. Cena's
But
never
that's
going to be a Grand Slam champ. Sheamus is never getting the IC belt. It's never happening.
yeah. Well, Cena's done though. But I don't disagree with that. That's kind of like with the LA Knight in the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They keep hinting, teasing that he might get it, and he never does.
Mm-mm.
And at this,
LA Knight, no.
and it's like, what are they doing to him? I actually like him. I don't understand the the hate that I've heard. I find him to be quite entertaining. He's
I
good on the mic.
I play hate on him, just because I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to recreate the what with Austin all those years ago, because that was the what chants that you hear are a byproduct of one day Austin just started asking people what after everything they said. They'd
Austin.
ask him a question, he'd go, "What?
Oh,
What?"
are we talking about like Xavier Woods?
No, no.
Austin?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think, like, with the yeet and with the yeah, like, we're trying to get that, like, let's just get a quick little, like, motto out of somebody. He is much more entertaining if you take that away, because he's got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Back when he was in TNA, he had something called the dummy button. He'd come out there with, it was a promo segment. It was like an interview game show type of thing. And he would say something. He'd go, "Dummy. Yeah." Hit the button and it said dummy. Yeah. Like, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
he
if
is.
you're just trying to get him to sneak in the word yeah somewhere, just let him talk. He's great on the mic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he is. He absolutely is. That's why I like him because he is so entertaining.
Yeah.
But keeping him chasing the same belt for so long, it's just like
And keep coming up short when he probably should be the one who's winning it.
right. It's time, because
Yeah.
it's frustrating, and I hate to see them do that. Not just to him, but it felt like they were doing that to, like you said, to Penta. Um, by the way, I thought it was hilarious that El Grande did the Penta strut. That just
that was cool.
that was funny. But yeah, I agree with you. Um, some what they're doing to some of these talents is it's not right. It's
Yeah.
just not right.
Now, someone I've been watching for years, it's at Macho T on Twitter. I know he was excited for this next segment because he
Okay.
is a Rey Mysterio homer. He loves that man so much.
Yes.
We get the return of Rey Mysterio, which I know, like, it's been teased in the news for months that, like, they think he's ready. We're just waiting to see what he
He
does.
looks good,
He
doesn't
does.
he?
So when he left, he was still kind of in that thick body,
Mhm.
because, like, and old timers that have watched it will know this. Like, when he came from WCW, he was a very thin, very, very skinny, and then gradually over a couple of years they had him beef up because Vince thought only big guys could go against big guys. So if you have him thicken out, muscle up, even though he's like 4'2", at least it looks somewhat believable.
Yes.
But he's thinned back out, so he looks more like the Rey Mysterio. That's right. That's just a fact of life.
Mhm.
Um, he looks more like Rey Mysterio now from WCW than he does when he left for this injury. So I'm glad he slimmed down. I'm glad he's back to a comfortable size. I'm not glad he stole Dom's mustache. That's not right.
No,
That's Dom's thing.
he has a goatee. He did. That's
Well,
completely
no,
different.
that's no. Well, no, that's a Van Dyke, isn't it? The mustache with the goatee. That's I don't know.
I just call it a goatee. To me, that it's just a goatee.
I
We
think
just
Ted Lasso taught us that was a Van Dyke. I think,
yeah. I have a thing for goatees, so um, I ain't hating on it.
but
Okay.
it was good to see him back, and then like we're starting it right up. Like
I
his
love
son
how they
comes out
brought
and
back the Eddie Guerrero as Dom's dad bit.
yeah.
That's funny.
But then like Dom turning that on its ear too, though, and saying like I'm better than him too. Like so he's not even leaning on that now where he used to. He used to lean on like I'm lineage from the greatest luchador of all time, Eddie Guerrero. No, now he's like, no, I'm better than him too.
Right. Yeah. Well, I didn't hear the earlier stuff, but yeah. Um, that struck me as funny that they brought that back. I thought that
Yeah.
was a dead story, to be honest. But
I don't think it ever will be. That's one of those like infamous stories that I think will be talked about forever. Of like, you remember that time that they decided who someone's dad was because they put his adoption papers up on a pole? Like,
gee.
that's just crazy. Only in wrestling would that happen.
Yeah, I the custody battle. I learned about that during one of my history searches, and I was like, "What?"
Hmm.
I read that.
And
And
that whole match, that whole match is great because Eddie's wife missed her spot. And so then Eddie's on top of this ladder expecting her to be down there. And he's like, where the hell is Vicky? Like, you can hear him yell it because he's just like,
oh
where is
Lord,
she?
Vicky. Oh Lord. He
Excuse me.
he's watching old shows, and he sent me a reel today of The Rock singing to Vicky.
That was a good one.
And every time I go out there, and I'm not kidding, every time I go out there and she's on the television, if I hear her speak, it's like, earbuds, please.
Hmm.
Running
It's,
back to my running back to my room to hide behind my fan, so I don't have to hear it.
it's back to she does her job. Like, people loved to boo her out of the building. And the fact that they cared that much, that just means she was doing it right.
Yeah. Does she actually sound like that?
No,
Okay, good.
she sounds like a very sweet person. She is whether she is a sweet person or not is in contention currently, but that's because of her and some family issues. Um,
I don't know anything about that.
no,
It's just the voice. Like
yeah,
Liv Morgan, I can't stand Liv's voice. It gets on my ever loving nerves.
mhm.
Tiffany Stratton's voice irritates me. And Fran Drescher was another one. I could
The
not watch
nanny.
I could not watch that show. I couldn't stand the sound of her
Eh.
voice. And then I heard her in an interview. I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah, the fact that she doesn't actually sound like that.
I can't imagine going through life sounding like that and people not saying, "You know what? Can you just not talk?"
Mhm.
Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said that to me. Anyway, okay, let's move on before we run out of time.
Okay.
All right. So we are up to Becky Lynch showing up and telling Joe Test to shut up and basically losing her shit all
Hmm.
over the desk.
I I think this is a great segment. I think it needed to happen because last week we had like a twinge of her being a face, and I think they had to correct that pretty quickly to make sure people don't get behind her. Because when you go up to Paul Heyman, who just took out your husband,
Mhm.
and you're like, penguin face bastard, I'm, I'm going to deal with y'all. Like that starts to get that of like, oh, is she going to turn face? No, she is not. because she'll get out there and still tell y'all to shut up and that she's the best, and everybody says so.
Yeah, all these imaginary publications say that she is the best women's wrestler in the world. Anyway,
But
it
then she
was
has a
it
nice
was a
little face to face with Asuka up front too, though. So maybe teasing a little bit of that later down the line.
well, she's wait, she still has her belt, doesn't she?
She still has her IC belt, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Oscar going after that belt.
Well, and
Um,
then the history of that, just to give you a little bit of history. So the last time Asuka had a world title was because Becky gave it to her because she went to go off and have her baby.
oh,
And so there's a little bit of history there of like, I was the world champ and I left this in your hands, and then you let it go to shit. And
right.
I had to come back and right things. So
Yes.
it's a nice little callback if they go that route.
Nice. That would be interesting. I'm already interested in that, if in that being a feud, because Oscar needs someone else to focus
Yeah.
on. So I don't want her to continue to focus on EO, and I'm glad that EO's on break right now. Um, for whether she's on vacation or she's dealing with an injury, she's off TV for a while. Let Oscar get refocused on something else.
Yep.
Um,
And we can
so
always come back to that story. Like that's something that can sit there for a while. They constantly are kind of ebbing and flowing away from each other and back to each other.
yeah.
So we can always go back to that.
So what did you speaking of Oscar, as you said, there was a moment there as they were coming down for their match.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of this match?
I thought this match was great. I mean, all four of these ladies are just amazing. Um, the only person I ever have any sort of issues with is Kyrie, and that's just because I don't think she's ever settled into American wrestling. Like if you watch some of her Japan stuff, she's on spot every time. But it seems like every match that she has in WWE, I always see like one or two spots where it's like she doesn't know where to go, and so it looks a little sloppy. This was the first time I didn't see that, so I'm hoping that now she's starting to settle in a little bit.
I that To me, that's just more of her character, because she seems kind of, well, something I know a little bit about. She is in an abusive relationship.
Well, and this was even before that whole thing though.
Oh, really?
Is like there'd be moments where like doing a sunset flip and she'd overshoot it, or like doing a drop kick off the top rope and she misses it by like 5 inches. And it's just like there's always like some sort of little hiccup of she's not where she needs to be, or the other person's not where they need to be. I don't want to blame it all on her, but this was the first time it looks like everybody was on the same page. And I'm sure a lot of that had to do with the fact that she's been working with Bailey for a long time. She's been with Asuka for years. And so being that comfortable with those ladies in the ring, probably a lot of help with that.
Yeah.
But it was great. Like Asuka beating Kyrie to the wolves, because as soon as Bailey gets in, she tags out, and then like Kyrie's begging for that tag, and she's like, no, you go in there and do your work.
What?
And just
Yeah,
kind
I wondered about that. What is that about, you think?
of, it's more of that abusive relationship. It's her going like, I'm not going to get in there and get hurt. No, stay in there and do your job.
But just with Bailey, though,
I
she didn't back away from Lyra at all. She
no,
backed away from Bailey a lot. And I will say the one disappointing factor for me with this match, which is sad. It was a great match, but I was kind of disappointed that we didn't see more of Bailey's
Bailey's
personality.
mental
Yes.
switch. Yeah,
Yeah. It
I agree. I'm hoping because they do a lot of things now where it's like this is only on Twitter or this is only on the YouTube account. I'm hoping we see something backstage because Lyra lost the match, and so I'm hoping we see a little bit of that bad girl Bailey yelling at her, going like, "What the hell happened?" Or her expecting that, and then it's a complete 180, and it's like Hugger Bailey going like, "It's okay, it's fine."
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I hope we get to see at least a little bit of that.
I really like that angle with Bailey. I
Yeah,
really do. 'Cause, and they were doing it. They are doing it so well.
yeah,
She is handling the switches really well. They're really well timed. And I just didn't see that in this match, and I was excited for that
yeah,
because I'm excited to see Bailey on screen at any time. I've loved her character from the day I started watching.
yeah.
Um,
Bailey's amazing. I think she's just now finally getting the flowers that she deserved. Um, she's always kind of been the redheaded stepchild of the four horsewomen.
yeah,
She's the one that's never really talked about, but she's always been the backbone. Like in all of the stories that they had with Sasha Mercedes Moné now in the past, like all of her best matches were with Bailey. Some of the best moments with the other two were with Bailey. Like Bailey's always kind of been that solid workhorse there.
yeah. I was
Um,
just getting ready to say she is a workhorse, so you would think she would get more
yeah.
opportunities than she has.
I also want to point out the transition into the Oscar lock was beautiful. I
Oh yeah,
love when stuff goes out of the norm and Lyra jumping off and landing into her arms, locking on the lock and falling. It was just a great transition. I loved it.
yeah. That was incredible. That was
Um,
absolutely
and
incredible.
and then we get the run in from the champs, get them to come out there in their matching skirts, which is all cute.
Yes, that was adorable.
Um,
This is, I guess, the next phase to them actually becoming friends, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. So it seems like we're probably going to get Asuka and Kyrie versus Charlotte and Alexa. I kind of hope
Yeah,
Asuka
that's
gets
next
it.
week.
I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
hope she gets it.
next week's card is slamming
Yeah.
already. So, and yeah, I'm excited. Mm, I really hope they don't take the belts off of Charlotte and Alexa. Um, but I'm not going to be mad if they do
I just
because
hope
it
they
gives
do
everybody
because
a new target.
they lately have been coming across this problem of running out of steam on a story. I mean, we saw it with the Asuka and Io thing. Like the reason we're tired of Asuka and Io is because we never really finished that story. We separated them and then they didn't really touch each other after that.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, she just backstabbed her friends. Like, surely
right?
someone's got to do something about it. No, we're just going to forget about that. Don't worry about it. We're going to go send her over and have her deal with Bailey, which was last year's story.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't understand why. I was expecting Kyrie to turn on Asuka because of the abuse that she's,
I think that's what we're. Uh, I think that's the story that's being built to. Whether we get there or not, that's a whole other conversation. But I think that's what's being built to is eventually Kyrie will have enough, and then she'll take action for it. And to me, that's where like the belts will come into play. You get them the belts. Eventually, she gets tired of it because she's the one doing all the work, and she's getting yelled at for it. And so then they lose the belts because she finally loses her shit. It's like I'm done.
that would be interesting. I would pay money to see that. Actually. Okay. Dragon Lee AJ Styles versus the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
We were
And this is
talking.
where Dom late came down.
Yeah, this is yeah, we were talking about this a little bit about Sheamus appearing um and getting involved with that, which
Yeah.
honestly that did surprise me seeing him out there.
Well,
Um
and this is the one that like I don't like the ending of this match because we set up a reason for the heels to win, but then it wasn't enough, and so then the faces win. And I don't understand that. Like Sheamus came out there, he was beating up Dom, that distracted the ref. We had another crack with the shillelagh onto AJ, and so then, or no, it was Dragon Lee. And so then there's a reason. Like right there, Dragon Lee should have been pinned, and that would have been fine. But no, it got interrupted, and then they flipped it.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah. Um, that was a surprise. I don't want the Judgment Day to have the belts again, but whatever.
I don't either. I say this both in fun, but I also say it in reality. I'm tired of throwing together tag teams. And the
Yeah.
fact that we've got this great tag team, the New Day, doing nothing but being fire on Twitter, why are we not,
And Instagram.
and Instagram, why aren't we throwing them in there? I actually had one of the greatest posts I ever had was from today. Um, Xavier Woods did a post of him doing the yeet thing and running up and down stairs like 3 or 4 times
I
and doing
saw that.
burpees.
I saw.
And so my reply to that was, get this man a world title shot. Like, he's back here showing he's got more wind than Jey Uso, calling out CM Punk. Why don't we play with that? Give them something to do. I'm not saying he's got to win it, but have him do something.
Right. Right.
Great team back there doing nothing.
Agreed. Yeah. They're I will say they are hilarious. Those two, Kofi and Xavier are
Yeah,
hysterical.
they're so funny.
I absolutely loved it. Was one of my favorite matches seeing them wrestle Psycho Clown and Pagano with AAA. That
Mm-hmm.
I just well, it was let's be fair. The ones doing the wrestling was Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller. And Xavier was on the apron for most of it or down at ringside. But it was just hysterical. They are great.
Yeah,
They are
him freaking
hysterical.
out when Psycho Clown ripped off the mask was priceless.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm I took that video or that reel that they shared of was because he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was injured at the time. That's
So
why Grayson was the tag partner.
yeah, so I'm thinking, this Instagram story or reel or whatever you want to call it was kind of like a nod, letting everybody know that he's ready for action.
Yep,
So they may be coming back. So that would be
I hope
interesting. I
so.
think that would it can only add to the tag team
Yeah.
division.
Well, and it's to me it's and we ran into gold because it's in the women's and the men's. We ran into gold with Alexa and Charlotte. That just happened to work.
Mhm.
But we have legitimate tag teams together. Like Bobby in the chat there talks about the Creed brothers. Creed
Yeah, I
brothers
was
are just
getting
kind of
ready to
chilling
say,
there. Like
yeah.
these
Are
two
they?
thoroughbreds are back there, and it's like, wow, why are they not out here in the middle of this? I get Chad's gone, but like,
And where's Ivy? They're just like
yeah,
they have
um,
so much talent and they have so many different ways to do things and yet they're not.
mhm.
It's the
and
same
and
stuff
I
every time.
I want to be clear. So you're mainly a WWE person, like that's just what you watch and that's what you enjoy. I watch a little bit of everything from the Indies to TNA to AEW to WWE. That's a problem everywhere. There is so much good talent out there that they can't show everybody. But to me, like I look at the division and go, but you're throwing random people together in a tag team.
Right.
Why not use the tag teams you have instead and find something else to do with the single stars?
Right.
Don't just throw single stars into a tag team. I mean, we got just this match alone, we got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Why are they a tag team?
Exactly. That's a good
We
question.
just went, we're going to give them the tag belts. Why? I don't know. Because it'd be fun to say AJ Lee is the tag team champion. I don't know. That's just fun to say.
Yeah,
It
it
seemed to
is.
be like it was just for that joke.
Right. Yeah, that does that tracks. And they're fun to watch because they
Hmm.
both fly, but
Absolutely.
again, like you said, and I haven't really said it because I figure there's a method to their madness, but I'm not seeing the method to the madness.
I'm losing that optimism myself
Yeah.
in that. Like I'm
Yes.
starting to think y'all are forgetting stuff. Like
Right?
there's stories of when he who shall not be named was in charge, and he would literally forget from week to week that he already had a match. And
Yeah.
so it'd be like, this is the third week in a row we got Sheamus versus Cesaro because he forgot that they had a match the last 2 weeks. And so he
Right.
just put them back out there.
my I said once that if they want to build new tag teams, they need to focus on building new women's tag teams because their roster is very short as opposed to the men's.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like
and
you said, they have all these guys tag teams to use, and they're not using them. They're throwing other tag teams
yeah.
together, which is absolutely ridiculous. Um,
Well, and it wasn't too long ago that we lost. We lost a great tag team that was on NXT with Shotzi and Gigi.
mhm,
We lost Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
mhm.
Both of them got let go. And it's like those are two really good tag teams, and you already have a very dwindling women's tag team division. Why are we letting them go? Like some
Right,
of these
yeah,
people that you can't use right now, maybe let them go because you have the opportunity for the others.
yeah. Um, yeah, I did absolutely question that decision. We need more women's tag,
Mm-hmm.
period. Um, because they are like with well, what they've been doing with the men's, like they're throwing new tag teams together, but there's still
Mm-hmm.
repetitive matches, the same people wrestling over and over again. And that's the problem with the women's tag team. There's so
Yeah.
few that they don't have a choice. That
Well,
we're
and
always going to end up with a Meechin and B-Fab against whoever, you know.
yeah, well, and then that goes on both sides too of like both big companies because we have a situation where we have a tag team with Brie Bella and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer is your world champ. Why is she in the tag team storyline? That makes no sense.
Right.
And then over on AEW, you have Mercedes Moné and Athena, who one of them's the ROH Women's Champ, one of them's the AEW TBS Champ. Why are we putting them in a tag team together? They've got singles titles they got to deal with. Hell, Monet's got 13 titles that she's got to deal with. Why are we having her in this storyline? It doesn't make any sense.
No, is it 13 now? Because I just told my husband it was 11 when he said 9.
It's at least a dozen. She won the 11th one at the last pay per view. She won the 12th one in Mexico the next night. And I think there's been a 13th since. Yeah, Motor City Machine Guns are great. I do give them a little bit of credit on them though, because I think the only reason the machine guns are there is so they could say they were in WWE.
I don't these yeah, they're not with WWE, are they?
Not currently. They were in TNA and they were part of that NXT TNA thing. Their
Okay.
TNA contracts just ran out a few weeks back, and
Oh,
nothing's been said on what they're going to do. However, they're a great tag team. Those two, when they left, I thought was also one of those major, like, why did we do this? Because they were a great tag team together. People loved to watch them, but for some reason we're just like, nope. We're first it was Cassie that got let go, and then eventually Jessica got let go
now
after she
I have a
finally found a good gimmick.
since we're on the subject of tag teams, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm completely out of the loop here. Do we know what happened to Eldon Prince?
I don't know what the injury was. There's an injury that he had that's
Okay.
taken him out for a little while. We actually have a story tomorrow on Bell to Bell that we're going to talk about. Of there's been some rumors of them splitting up that tag team, which I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of preview. No, they're not. They're not gonna. But there's a lot of rumors going around about that because now um, he's got his own singles entrance and his own singles music, and he wasn't doing the Yes Boy stuff. They're just biding time
Right.
until
Well,
Prince can come back.
they can't use the tag team entrance and stuff if there's only one of them. So
Well,
that
a lot of times people do that though. It's like the Dudley Boys would come out, and one Dudley Boy, if they came out, was still the Dudley Boys music and the Dudley Boys entrance, Tron, and all that. It's just it was just one of them coming out.
mm,
But they've almost seemingly repackaged Kit Wilson, and
yeah.
so people are freaking out about it. And it's like it's all to do about nothing. Just
Mm,
Prince is out for a little bit, and
yeah, I kind of You know what? I kind of miss them. As cheesy as they
They
were.
were fun. It's again, it's one of those like it's the spice of life when it comes to characters.
Yes.
And I love when there's differences and it's not the same tag team. If every tag team goes out there and this again, probably a before your time thing, but if everyone comes out there like the APA, just two badasses that go out there and beat the hell out of people, it's going to get boring if everybody does that. So you got to have this, you know, oddball tag team. So like with Kit Wilson and Prince, it's a fun gimmick. Are
Yeah.
they ever going to be world champs? Probably not.
No.
But it's fun. You
Well,
have them
they
go out
are
there.
good. They're good enough.
No, they're good. But it's like, do you know Santino?
Santino Morello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Santino Marella, one of my favorite moments of him is they had him in an elimination chamber for a world title. It wasn't for a shot at the world title. Literally, the person who wins this is going to be a world champion. And he was the next to last. Like it was him and one other guy. And there was a moment where we all thought, holy shit, they're going to give Santino the world title. And it didn't happen. But it's like you can play that kind of stuff with a team like the Yes Boys,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, holy shit, they might actually do this. And then it gets pulled out from under you and you don't get it. But it's like for that moment, you almost thought like, oh, they're going to do this. This is going to be fun. So like, would they ever actually get there? Probably not. But they could tease that and it'd be a fun show and be fun to watch.
Yeah, they were that. They did always make me laugh, and I miss them um, being on. But hopefully Eldon comes back soon and they can reunite. And
Yeah. The only thing I've heard is that it's something simple. So it's not like a career ending thing or a long thing.
right.
So,
Well, he's been out for a while though.
yeah.
Huh.
Well, it was like, then they played it on TV for a little bit of him being in a wheelchair and everything. But from everything I've heard, it was not like he didn't have to have surgery. It was just something easy that he could rehab and get over. So at any point, we could see him come back. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope so because that would.
Me
I
too.
think we need that little shot in the arm. I think in the tag division.
Yeah. A little
Uh,
fun.
so moving on to the last match that didn't want to end.
Can I interject before we get there?
Yeah, go for it.
So before we get there, there was a backstage, two backstages, excuse me. The first one was Paul Heyman, trying to manipulate Jey Uso a little bit.
Yes.
Going back there, you were my favorite member of the Bloodline, so I don't know why you're back out here with CM Punk. And so he teases a little bit of like he has a vision of his own, so maybe Jey joins the vision. So we get that, but then after that, we get the first two matchups that we're going to have for that Cena tournament. We're going to get Rusev versus Priest, that's going to be a banger match.
Oh hell
They're
yeah!
just going to beat the hell out of each other.
Be fun. Yeah.
And then Nakamura versus Sheamus, which they've met before in the ring. They used to be even faction partners previously, and so I think that's going to be a fun match.
Interesting match, at least.
Yeah. But I like the fact that we're not throwing it all out there like at one time. All right, here's two of the matches in the tournament. We're going to see how those go. I kind of like leading up that instead of giving us a full bracket ahead of time.
So let me ask you, I forget what they called it, the wheel thing that they were spinning and pulling.
Yeah. The bingo drawer, like it.
Yeah. So do you think that is actually legitimate? Are they actually choosing these round? They're not random.
Absolutely not. The only time they ever did anything legitimately random was they used to have a pay-per-view called Taboo Tuesday, and it was a whole cyber thing where like you would log on and you would vote, and the vote wouldn't end until right before the match. So it'd be like, who's going to face John Cena this week? Is it going to be Shelton Benjamin, Chris Jericho, this random jobber, or Randy Orton? And people would then vote. Yes. I do hope we get to see some NXT talent in there. I'd even love to see some TNA talent in there.
Yeah.
Throw some fresh blood in there and let's actually have some fun with it.
So if they follow the train, like what they did tonight, and name a couple of matches, there may be a couple of matches named tomorrow,
Maybe.
and then
Unless they're
again,
going to do it just on the main shows, like
I hope
maybe.
not. I
Um,
mean,
I'd be okay with the drawings on the main shows, but like give us some fresh talent though. Don't
oh
just
yeah,
have this be a bunch of like the greatest hits of Raw and SmackDown.
right.
Throw in an Ethan Page. Throw in. I'll throw it out to Big Mike, who always wants Obafemi to be the
Me
last
too.
person, and I think that'd be fun. Oba scares me a little bit. I've said my things about him on our show, but hey, Stampede.
Hey, he
Sorry, I always got to throw out
finally
Stampede
shows
when I see
up.
that. But like I have my issues with Oba just because they have him in a certain type of match right now, whereas he's the big guy and he throws people around. I am worried about him getting in an actual wrestling match of how good that's going to look.
Yeah,
Um, but still, though, I think Cena could make that work. Having just a big guy that he can't outpower.
right.
That'd be fun. Hell, throw in a Javon Evans in there. Throw something completely against the wall of just like have this guy out there that Cena can't catch, and have that be one of his matches. That'd be fun too. Like it. I don't want this tournament to end up in his last match being with Rusev, who he's had a bunch of rivalries with, or with Sheamus, he's had a bunch of rivalries with. These people that he's had matches with. I don't want to see that. I want to see something new and something passing the torch. I said my bit on Twitter today about a couple of options that if it was going to be people that are longer in the tooth in WWE, but still have a lot of years ahead of them, if KO wasn't hurt and if Sammy wasn't hurt. I think those two would be great stories because both of their first matches were against John Cena on the main roster. So they both answered his US Open challenge. I think that'd be a great full circle for those two. Other guys though, I don't like it. That would be a good match, Gary. The thing is, I think Nick has said he's not interested in coming back into WWE even with this partnership and he's not wrong. He's like, I've done everything. He's not wrong. He did everything as Dolph Ziggler. So
Ah, none. Um.
none.
Well, the only TNA wrestler that I would say that I know of is Joe Hendry, and
Mm-hmm.
he's no longer with TNA. He's with NXT. So
Just making sure he didn't show up.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, he's not here. Sorry. Anyway, no, I do. I love that character. He cracks me up every time. And I want to see him in that tournament just for that fact because it's entertaining.
I do. I would like to see him in it. I don't think I don't want to see him face Cena though. I would. He still is under. Yep, with contract with TNA. We were talking about
Oh,
though
okay.
if it would be nice if they did some TNA talent or some NXT talent. That was before he got in here, Stampede. So then just the question got asked of like what TNA talent. Moose and Cena would be a good match. I'm not a Moose fan, so
I don't
never
know
really thought of that.
I know who he is because he's been on NXT, but I
I still pull Cardona. I'd love to see Cardona and John Cena. I would love to see that. That's another one of those full circle moments because back when he was Zack Ryder in the WWE, John Cena took his girlfriend, and so that'd
he's
be a fun
good.
like a full turnaround.
Yeah, Leon
Leon
Slater,
Slater would be
he is
great.
amazing. Okay,
That goes
so
back to the Javon Evans thing of like either one of those guys going in
right.
there and flying around and Cena can't keep up. That's a fun story to tell.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
is. Yeah. And I didn't know he was I forgot he was with TNA, so my
yeah,
bad. I have seen him wrestle a couple of times on NXT, so
yeah,
and he is amazing.
because him and Javon have that bromance that everybody hates.
I think they're great together.
They are. I love the story though of these two dudes don't care. They just want to have great matches and have fun. And everybody else is like, you can't team with him. He's with the other company. Anyway,
Yeah.
on to the main event.
Yes, on to the main of
I
well,
think
yeah,
we have rabbited enough.
yeah. This was the match that didn't want to end and didn't end with a winner.
Nope. Because
Uh,
why would we end Raw with an actual win of a match? We don't do that here. We're WWE.
it baffled me that it was a double count out. Um, but then again, knowing how hyper focused on each other these four men are, it the initial shock wore off rather quickly because I can see them being so hyper focused on beating on each other. They don't care whether it's in the ring or out of the ring.
Yep.
So getting counted out, they're not even paying attention. They're just busy landing blows.
Yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't a winner. Um, but not amazed that there wasn't, I guess,
Yeah.
for lack of
I wasn't surprised when that count got to 10. I was like, okay, that makes sense. It's just what we're gonna do. I will say, like, I do love the bit of an okey doke because I did forget about Logan Paul for a minute, and then he comes out, and it looks like he's going to fight with it. Here's where the okey doke stopped, though, is that as soon as he put on those brass knucks, I was like, he is going to knock the shit out of Punk. Like, he's not fighting them. He's going to knock out Punk, and sure enough, that's what happens.
Yeah, I was not surprised by that either. It falls in line with his character, being a complete douche.
But
um, hang on, let me
but
get.
yeah, it teases now that maybe Logan Paul is going to be part of the Vision, which I don't think anybody called on their bingo card. Most people were talking about maybe. Um, um, he's got a punch card. They're going to give him a free Slurpee at the end of it. Um, but I think, like most people said, Ethan Page being there, Austin Theory being the third man. So I don't
Yeah,
think anybody called Logan Paul showing up and being a member of it. Um, if he is, though, I'm really getting tired of this like shock from Paul Heyman for them just to both end up smiling by the end of the segment. Like, if this was planned and he is part of the group, why not smile after he hit Punk? Just
maybe he's not a part of the group yet. Maybe this
right.
is his way of saying
I want to be.
I want in.
Yeah.
So then that would, I mean, that kind of makes it make sense, right?
Yep. And that's sad, Stampede. That is absolutely sad.
Okay, hang on. I'm catching up on the comments again. Countouts were
Yeah.
always
And yeah, I mean, I like variety in finishes. I really do. It's when every week we don't get a solid finish to a main event. That's give me at least one where someone gets pinned
right.
or
It's getting
submits or something.
it gets old really fast. It really does. Um. So, why do you think that is, Stampede? Is he injured? I that last I heard he was injured.
I think he's been cleared for a while now. He's just one of those that like I don't think they've ever cracked the code with him, and I think part of it is he was Vince's guy. Vince was pushing him hard before Vince got taken out of the equation.
Hmm.
And so I think a lot of people backstage are just like, that's Vince's guy. I'm not touching him.
Well, see, well, I can, well, because I don't even mention that other person's name. Um, Also forever on the Divas Island of irrelevance. Um,
As he should be.
I I don't I've never understood unless he behaves like him. why they would, why guilt by association? Has he done, I would expect that if you're going to treat somebody like that they've done something or said something.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is it's old.
No.
Yes, Bobby.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still contracted.
Oh, wow.
Um, I think it's an old style of thought, but it used to be if someone backstage pushed for you a little too much, they would push that person down just to show you your opinion doesn't matter that much. Um, that happened a lot with like when Paul Heyman first got to WWE. He pushed for CM Punk to win the world title by beating everybody that was in an elimination chamber. He wanted him to hit the GTS and take them all out one at a time. He pushed it so hard that Vince and the creative team was like, no, that's not happening.
Stampede bringing the jokes tonight.
Mm-hmm. I want to know where all those ads go now. Because they're not on cartons anymore.
Oh, they're online.
All those missing kids doesn't matter anymore.
They're online. I saw, and I hate to say it, I'm not making light of it. On my Facebook feed, I had 3 of them yesterday that I shared.
Wow.
So, yeah, that they're relying on social media now. I think it's faster anyway than actual milk carton.
Yeah.
Um, so l- we believe it. Do we believe that Logan Paul is the new member of the Vision, or that he's kind of campaigning to get it?
I think he's campaigning. I mean, the way the facials look, and that's why I say, like, if it ends up being that it was the plan, then I hate the acting job from Paul because he's done that a few times now. He did that with Braun turned on Seth. He had, oh my God. And then he joins Braun and Bronson. It's like, okay, well, if you're planning that, then why are we looking shocked when it happened? Just smile and go with it. And
Yeah,
to be the
own
same
it.
thing here with me is like, if this ends up being a plan, why act that way? Should have just smiled as soon as he hit Punk. But I'm hoping it's campaigning. I'm hoping that's because him handing him the knuckles, I think, is the big thing there of like, now I work for you.
Yeah, yeah. That wasn't on my bingo card. I could have.
Not at
I
all.
would be okay if Logan Paul just went away. As talented as he is, I just can't get on board with him. I just can't.
Yeah.
Um,
And some people are like that. Like there's a term in wrestling called X-Pac heat, which is basically it's go home heat. It's
mhm.
at a point where a wrestler is hated so much that they don't get booed anymore. People just don't care. So they will sit through that match, wait for it to be done, and then go on about their day. That's their food match or their pee break.
I have several of them.
Um, and so like I don't think he's there yet, but like I can see why there are some people that would have that thought of him just like I don't care that he's here.
Mm,
Well, and they also look at it as a business. Like as much as we hate Logan, a great for instance is you see those things that pop up of like, here's all these tables in the cafeteria. Where are you going to sit? And so like one of them, it had Logan Paul and I want to say CM Punk at a table, and I was like, honestly, I'd sit there, like because CM Punk's been around long enough, I could pick his brain about wrestling all day long. Logan Paul, social media icon. As much as I hate the dude, he made millions of dollars on this platform. I would love to sit and pick his brain and be like, how do you do it without being a dick?
right? See, I can't get on board with that. A lot of the influencers that are the most successful are the ones who are.
Yeah, they just do outrageous shit just to be outrageous. I will say, so to give him a little bit of a push, if you ever listen to his podcast, um, he has said a couple of times like he is sorryful for the shit he did when he was younger, because he was like, I was doing stuff just for shock value, but that's the only way I could get the views to get famous, and so my young brain just went do wild shit. And so if you're old enough to go back to that and realize you do have regrets, it's a nice little reference for anybody who gets that. Uh, then I'll give you a little bit of leeway then, because if you can look back on that and go, I was a dick, I shouldn't have been a dick.
Right.
Then I'm kind of okay with it. And I did want to actually, I wanted to suggest something to you, and I forgot because I got sidetracked. We were talking about the New Day, um, and how fun they are. Um, because of things that I know that you and me both suffer with and have issues with. If you ever get a chance to listen to Stephanie's podcast, Stephanie did an interview with Big E, and he talked about like mental awareness and therapy. Wonderful listen if you ever get a chance to listen to that episode.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I blanked out.
That's okay.
Yeah, it happens. It's been happening a lot today. Yeah, I was actually looking for her podcast because I saw a clip or a commercial where she had interviewed oh Lord, I can't remember now. I know I saw the clip on TV and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to listen to that. I thought it was
See,
a TV show.
lately she did Swoggle, she did Big E, she did Nikki Bella was on there recently.
No, it was a guy. Might have been
It's a fun
might have been
listen.
Cody. Did she?
Cody was on one, yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been Cody that I wanted to hear because um he's still one of my favorites. He's still one of my favorites. It jars me when I go out there and he's watching old matches and I see Cody as a brunette. It's like, whoa.
Back
That
back when back when it was the Nightmare.
if I ever let my hair grow out, I'll have the same reaction when I look in the mirror. Anyway. Anyways, okay. Any final thoughts on tonight's show?
Um, I would say the show overall was probably about a C plus. Wasn't a great show, but it also didn't make me want to turn off the TV. You are right, Stampy. He still does the wild shit. Um, I try to give him a little bit of leeway because to him that character is who he's built his legacy on. And so, is it a character? Is it him?
Sorry.
Um, thank you, Gary. I saw that pop up. Um, I would hope we're better than Vince Russo at least. I don't know a lot about Dr. Chris, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
hope
know
we're a
either
little
one.
better than Vince Russo. But if it makes you feel better, I can put on a fake New York accent and say "bro" a lot if it'll make you feel better. Um, that's the best Vince Russo impression I can do, bro.
I don't know who either one of those men are, but
Uh,
you know what? We welcome you.
yeah,
We would
absolutely.
have we are happy to be your go-to. And our entire community. We have a lot of content creators that focus on wrestling.
Mhm.
They're all brilliant. Um, I'm going to do a quick rundown, see if I can remember them. We have Talk It Up podcast with
Mhm.
Miami the Great and Final Boss Baby. Um, the EVP show with CJ.
Yep.
The Run In Wrestling podcast with Big Mike and Sped.
Mhm.
Um, and kicking out of two, of course. um,
With me and my
kick-
best friend Tori.
with yes, with Michael and Tori, and of course, the Wrestling Divas, which is on tomorrow night.
Hmm.
Me and Autumn. You're welcome to tune in anytime. We appreciate it.
we can't forget it's easy because we're in the wrestling space, and so we always forget it. We also cannot forget. So gimmick table media. I always trip over my words when I say it. You think I would have gotten it since I created it, but I'd still
Mhm.
trip over it. We're not just wrestling organization either, though, because we also have Jess Skywalker, who does the Moonlight Tarot over on TikTok, which she is killing it over there.
Yeah, she is.
Um, but so like we try to diversify as much as we can. We also have Vinny and Angela over on the Suds Media Station, who does the uh, Suds News and Dock Side of the Bay. I always have to think about that because I always want to say Dark Side of the Bay. But Dock Side of the Bay, it's all about daytime television.
Yeah,
And
you know more about that than I do.
well, the most I know about it is I used to watch Passions when I was a kid. It was one of my like when I'm home from school things. I would watch that and Maury Povich and Ricky Lake, if anybody remembers who that is. Um, and then also because when I was married, my wife at the time's grandma came into town, and she was a 4 foot nothing New Yorker, and she sounded like a mob boss and scared the shit out of me. Um, she made me find her what was it, As the World Turns, and so I had to find all of those and put them on TiVo so she could watch them. I love Degrassi. Jay and Silent Bob are on that. Um, I can't do the whole English accent. I can do bruv. I can do that. If I start doing an accent too much, then I end up sounding like that Cockney accent from uh, Mary Poppins.
Nice, nice, nice,
You're my favorite, Mary Poppins.
nice. Okay. We have run well, wow. This ran longer than I expected, but it's me, so I'm used
Well,
to.
it's the first one. We're catching our groove.
Yeah, and it hasn't been a banner day for either of us. I think we just
No, it
love
has
to talk.
not. But at
Um,
least we're ending the day smiling, having fun. We got some great people in the chat. So
yes,
great way to end the day, even if the day doesn't start off that well.
absolutely. This is the best way to end the day. So now,
Plus, I got my W
Michael,
energy.
please, if you would, let everyone know where they can find you.
We are at Kicking Out at 2 on most things. We just put our show on Spotify, so if you ever don't have a chance to see the visual, but you're going to be on a car ride or on a run, catch us on Spotify. We're on YouTube every Tuesday. Turn to Craig. No, that's a Scottish accent. Um, and that would be me talking inappropriately to Lady Alpha because that's all he does on his show is talk inappropriately to whatever woman he's in contact with. But you can catch us on Tuesdays. Currently at 9 Central. We're talking about moving it back up to 8 just because everything falls into place now where we don't have to be as late anymore. So we might go back to doing that. But currently it's 9 Central on YouTube. And then on Thursdays, we do a Twitch gaming stream. We talk a little bit about wrestling, but it's more just us talking. Currently, we're doing Fortnite stuff just because WWE 2K has gotten a little boring, a little stale. So we moved on from that. But we do that on Thursdays on Twitch, also at 9 o'clock Central. And then also here. You can see me here every Monday.
Awesome. Awesome. And well, most of you know, you can find me primarily only active on X at Lady Alpha KK. Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. I am on the Wrestling Divas podcast with my girl Autumn. Uh, most like Tuesday nights and third Wednesday. No, yeah, wait. Okay, Tuesday nights I am haunting the chat of the Kicking Out at 2 podcast, and Thursdays I am haunting the run-in chat. Um, but for the Divas socials, you go to the Wrestling Divas YouTube page, which is where you are, and find it in the bio. We are not that active because I'm very slow with that. So you can follow, just be patient with me. and don't expect a whole lot of content.
What
That
time? What time on you are you on your show?
6 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Okay, I just want to make sure they heard that. You said the day, didn't say the time. Just want to make sure they know
Yeah,
when to catch you to.
I do
They are
that.
a wonderful show. I say this all the time because since me and Tori had created the media group, a lot of people ask us like, "What's the difference in the shows?" And that's always a big question because we have so much wrestling content. And I think your show is my favorite because I get to see through a novice eyes again when I hear you guys talk about stuff because I'm old, I'm decrepit. I've been watching it since I was 3 years old, sitting on my dad's knee. And so like I see stuff and I get immediately uh downtrodden because I'm like, this is the same crap we did 5 years ago, and it's just gonna end up being just as bad and da da da. You're seeing it for the first time
Yeah.
and being excited about it of what's gonna happen. And it's good to see that again. Um Plus you always have like old timers in the chat like me and Big Mike and Stampede that are like, hey, tidbit of knowledge. um, I will try to mansplain a little less in the chat because I'm sure that's not the greatest part of the show.
Well, I one in parting thought here
Mhm.
is a little fun fact that Stampede probably knows because he knows everything. Love you, Stampede. I just learned this. I thought it was fascinating, but did you know that our 16th president was a title holder for professional wrestling? But it was not
I don't
what
even
we
know who
know.
our 16th president is.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He had a 301 record.
Mhm.
So I just found that out. Thought it was very fascinating.
Yeah, that's one of those like wrestling tidbits that get thrown around from time to time. But yeah, he was a professional. He was a professional wrestler before people knew it was not a thing, not a real thing.
Yes. Stampede does a cameo on the run in with his top 3 matches of the week.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. Gotta come check it out. And I just wanted to be the one to share a fun tidbit because y'all know everything.
Lovely.
Abe was also a vampire hunter.
Apparently, that documentary was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad he's no longer here because he might have hunted me on Halloween. Anyways,
I'm sure a
sorry.
lot of people wanted to poke you on Halloween, but that's a whole other conversation for another time.
You had to get one in there, didn't you?
Just
All right.
slide
Well,
right in.
thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will be back here next Monday after Raw.
Don't forget to catch Friday for
Oh
Aftermath
yeah.
SmackDown with you and Big Mike.
See, I told you my brain is not. It is on vacation.
It's okay. I'm just a shill.
We'll catch
Watch
y'all
our
next.
stuff. Buy our shirts.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all next time, guys. Have a good one.